Welcome back to another installment of Crazy Writer on the brink of release. Um, so I've been reading a lot on the internet about people who are unsatisfied with the way that their writing journey has gone. And, I'm very concerned that I'm about to join them in the disappointed in the way my writing journey has gone. Thus far, I've been exceptionally lucky, and I feel like I keep winning the lottery, as it were. My cover is gorgeous. I love my cover, and definitely I won the cover lottery there because that is a beautiful cover. Uh, but, even having a beautiful cover, not necessarily enough. What if my book stinks? I mean, I love it, but what if other people hate it? Um, and what if the wrong kind of people are into my cover? Like, what if it's the wrong demographic who is picking up my cover and they're like, I expected something else? It's unhelpful in general. So I'm pretty nervous about that. But the thing that I'm noticing a lot of lately is that people are disappointed that they, aren't writing full time at this point in their career. I'm looking at people who have released 5 and 6 books and they're like, I'm not writing full time yet, and I really wanted to be. And that's tough. That's hard. Because that's what I want. I think that's what everybody wants. Sorry, I don't even know how to get anywhere nice with that, except, there are people who are writing full time, and there are plenty of people who are not full time writers. And part of this jealousy comes from the fact that in almost all the other venues that we experience, it seems like you work really hard and you get good at a thing, and then you get to do that thing for your living. And, even if you've gone to college and gotten a writing degree, that doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to be a writer who gets to write for money. Certainly not necessarily for enough money to live off of. So that's pretty frustrating and hard. And so I was kind of thinking about that while I was working on this thing. My daughter wants to, she has a particular anime character that she wants to go to Halloween as, and so I have been sewing a dress. I started this project today. Yeah, I know it's the 25th. Yes, I know that Halloween is the 31st. Thank you. I don't believe it's going to be a problem. I'm already almost done. But I was thinking about that because, I'm being pretty blasé about it. Usually I'd start this sort of project like a month in advance, but there's no point. It's just a dress. It's a fairly simple dress, actually, mostly the same color, so not really a big deal. I put miles and miles of thread through my sewing machine, so it's not like this is new territory for me. In fact, I'm actually pretty darn good at sewing. I get the measurements off of somebody and I can make something fit pretty darn good. And so because of that, I'm a little bit cocky on this matter. I don't feel like I have anything to worry about. I've got this dress covered. Not a problem. In fact, I'm pretty good at it. I'm not gonna lie, I actually have people who say, can you make me something? And if they're my friend, I say yes, and if they're not my friend, I say $10 an hour. And they say, are you kidding me? And I say, no, sadly no. So people can't really afford my sewing skills. So I'm never going to be able to sew for a living, which is fine, because it's not the living that I would pick. It's not my creative outlet that I love so much, but I am really good at it. But I don't expect to be recognized for it. I don't expect people to like, oh my god, this is Arena. You should pick one of these up. She does great work. That's never going to happen. My designs that I put together, it's nothing. It's not like my thing. But I'm really good at that craft. And I feel like this is where we start to have problems with writing, because with writing, by the time you put out a book, man, you hope everybody in the whole world loves it. You've put a lot of time and effort into that book, that craft. And when it doesn't come, you kind of feel left out, disappointed. People didn't connect with it. And I sort of feel like, maybe that's because we treat writing differently than other crafts. Like, people didn't fall in love with my dresses and decide that they wanted 15 million of them. And I was okay with that, right? So I was okay that people didn't want to buy my dresses, but somehow there's this idea that if they didn't want to buy my book, it would be significantly harder to handle that disappointment, which I think maybe is a problem. Like, maybe we should think about that as writers, like, for real. Just because we wrote a thing and it's really good. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of really, really amazing books that are not very popular. sometimes it just doesn't work out, I guess. So if you're jealous right now, I feel for you. I'm sorry. I wish that there were something that I could do to make you feel better. Give me a drop in the links. Maybe I'll buy your book. Hey, right? And you'll let me know how you handled jealousy when you first stumbled into it, when you started seeing people who were succeeding and you were not, and it was driving you insane. Um, Also, feel free to be like, no, I'm not going to tell you, but yes, I did experience it. That's okay too, because we're not really supposed to talk about it. But I'd give you a hug if I could, but this is the internet. It'd be kind of awkward on my computer and all that. So, all right, good luck. Let me know in the comments. I mean it. Good luck. Keep writing. That's the important one.